What's up, gamers? Red Dragon here, and we are covering the latest news on VGM. So, we've got the NPD numbers for April, and we know that PlayStation 4 was the #1 leading console as far as sales in the US for the 4th month in a row. Now, we don't know the exact sales numbers because Sony decided not to release them. Xbox did. They said that they sold 115,000 Xboxes in the month of April. Now, that is a 50% drop from the month of March. So, of course, in March, you had a lot of different bundles. You had a lot of deals going on. You had Titanfall releasing. But still, a 50% drop from the next month is a pretty steep drop. And you can see why Microsoft is ready to put out a console that doesn't have the Kinect. Now, I'm not saying that, the month of April was the reason why they came out with this SKU, because of course, if you know anything about this type of business, you've been following, or any type of business, it takes months in advance of planning to put out a new SKU. So this is a decision that was, put in place a while ago, but still you can see why they are eager to go ahead and move so quickly and are ready to remove the Kinect in order to at least offer the customers a different type of choice. Now, Yusuf Mehdi has been making the interview rounds. He is the Microsoft Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer. Basically, he's the PR guy. And of course, if you know anything about public relations and you know the history of it, PR is basically, the spin doctor. So anyway, here is some things that he mentioned as to why the PlayStation 4 is outselling the Xbox One. Of course, first you have price, which I don't disagree with. You have one console that's $100 more and then the other console. So of course, that's going to be a big deciding factor, especially if you aren't interested whatsoever in the Kinect, which is the reason why that device is $100 more. So he says that, but the one thing that he said that was complete spin, consumers who have the Xbox 360 are happier with the Xbox 360 than the users who have PlayStation 3. So he basically is saying that people are so happy with the Xbox 360 that they're not upgrading to the Xbox One just yet. Now, as far as Kinect being unbundled, he does go through and he says that 80% of the people who have Xbox One are using the Kinect, and they say the average Xbox One user uses 120 commands a month. So of course he's trying to say, people are liking Kinect, and of course a lot of people do like Kinect. That is a fact. I know a lot of people hate whenever people say that. They claim that you have to be a fanboy in order to like Kinect or say anything good about it, and that's just complete bullshit. I mean, some people like it, some people don't. It's, your preference. There is no right or wrong answer. It's an opinion, and everybody has an opinion. So as far as the Kinect goes, of course, dropping it is going to give users a lot more choice as to what they want to do. As far as the way Microsoft is spouting off as far as the numbers go, here's another thing he says. He says even though the PlayStation 4 is outselling the Xbox One, now the Xbox One is going to be at the same price point, but they have better games. And he says the reason why they have better games is you just look at the sales numbers. Microsoft still is claiming that they have outsold PlayStation 4 when it comes to games. More gamers are buying more games on the Xbox One than the PlayStation 4. They say the average user has 2.9 games on the Xbox One. Don't know what the rate is for the PlayStation 4, but NPD does say that Xbox leads when it comes to software. They also say Titanfall was again the #1 selling software in the month of April, but it was not the best-selling game on the next generation console. Whenever you compare just Xbox One and PlayStation 4, the #1 selling game was Infamous Second Son. Now, whenever you combine everything together, the Xbox 360 actually sold more Titanfall products than the Xbox One, which, of course, Xbox 360, it just recently released, and there's a lot more people who have 360. So that's not that unreasonable to consider, but definitely the spin doctor is in Microsoft trying to make moves in order to not get too far behind when the PlayStation 4. Now, of course, Microsoft has said that they're not selling badly. honestly, they are still outperforming the 360 whenever it launched. But of course, Microsoft, I'm sure, would like to see those numbers be much higher than what they are, and they definitely don't want PlayStation to get out of reach when it comes to hardware sales. So that's why they are making these moves. And I don't think that this move caught a lot of people by surprise as far as them doing it. I think maybe how soon it happened caught a lot of people by surprise. But of course, myself and several others have said that we foresaw that eventually this would indeed happen. And it just makes sense that Microsoft would give gamers the choice as to pick one up without the Kinect or pick one up with it. And of course, they have a pretty good base now that does have the Kinect packaged in with it, and more people will buy the Kinect. More people will buy consoles that have the Kinect. So I don't worry about developers not developing for the Kinect. I just don't see that happening. I know that's one thing that's been brought up a good bit, but people are still going to develop for it if they were in the first place. And now if they didn't, now they don't have to worry that much about it. They can just build the game and work on whatever it is that they want to work on. But as far as people who have the device, they're still able to use it just like they can today and will in the future. So post below, let me know, what do you think about the Spin Doctor, and how many people just like their 360 as to why they're not upgrading? And why do you think the Xbox One is actually selling more software than the PlayStation 4? That does it for me, the Red Dragon, and post below, let me know, do you think whenever the Xbox One does start selling the console without the Kinect, do you think the sales numbers are going to change a lot? If you want to read more about it, links down in the description box. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.